And sometimes I deliberately say that, especially when you have a guest in studio that's of a varied nationality, you always tend to really, most you meet them and you think, well, my island is the best that there is to offer. Constellation, I can tell you, though, unequivocally, no ambiguity to it, that when there is heaven that we all aspire to go to, and then there's paradise. In Grenada, you get a bit of both. And with that being said, I want to say good afternoon to all of you listeners on Classic K105.5 and 105.9, and a special good afternoon to the listeners on GBN Television, Channel 7, Channel 11, and Channel 20 if you are on cable. Thanks for allowing me into your living room. This time of the day is not a regular voice you would hear in the middle of the afternoon or you see on television, but either we want to say thank you for being part of this conversation. Allow me to my guest this afternoon, and we'll be talking about CARIFESTA, really and truly. That is the countdown is on towards it. And allow me to introduce my guest this afternoon, and he is he's representing the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., and he's the director of the Caribbean region, and Mr. Graham Clarke. Mr. Clarke, first and foremost, welcome to Grenada. Welcome to Classic.
Thank you, JC, and thanks for having me. It's great to be in the Spice Isle, one of my favorite places in the Caribbean, possibly in the world. Do you mention heaven? And yes, we're going to talk a little bit about paradise as well and CARIFESTA.
I'm interested when you say one of your favorite places. Which are the other islands that you're comparing us with?
Oh man, Grenada is special, and I don't do the comparison. I see us as an integrated space that is so full of energy and culture and language and food, and we're going to talk about that as we talk CARIFESTA for sure.
We are going to talk about that as we talk CARIFESTA. So plans are really well on its way. We're going to say goodbye to Crop Over, and once that's over and done with, then you start shifting into full gear for CARIFESTA, which takes place from the 22nd to the 31st of August. Before we get into this year's activity, CARIFESTA, let's take a historical look at it. What is it really, truly?
Well, CARIFESTA is really a celebration of Caribbean people. It's the Caribbean Festival of Arts. That has been going for over 50 years under the aegis of the CARICOM Secretariat. And the first one, I believe, was held in I think 1972 back in Guyana. And this is the 15th edition of CARIFESTA. Barbados has been fortunate enough to have hosted it for the third time. This will be the third time that we are hosting CARIFESTA in Barbados. We did it in 1981, in 2017, and this year is the first celebration of CARIFESTA after COVID. So it's an opportunity after the suppression and the repression of the COVID years to really exhale as a region and to celebrate, and that is what it will be.
22nd to the 31st, and it promises to be 10 unforgettable days that represents music, art, dance, the whole gambit of what we are as Caribbean people.
Absolutely. It is going to be phenomenal, an expression of who we are as a Caribbean people, our music, our dance, our theater, the fine arts, the visual arts, the culinary arts, and as you know, Barbados claims that space as the culinary capital of the Caribbean, and I think we have a few awards to back it up. But I'm sure Grenada will probably say the same, and why not? It's such a place, such a rich place, a rich melting pot of food and culinary expressions, that it is just great to be Caribbean. So for 10 immersive days between August the 22nd and August 31st, you'll be able to experience this melting pot in one space and in one place. 25 nations from around the Caribbean and other places will converge on Barbados, and it promises to be an exciting time.
Because somebody says to me that there is no CARIFESTA if Grenada isn't there, and certainly...
And I agree with that. So Grenada must be there, and I know a delegation will be coming coming, but it's still an opportunity for ordinary citizens as well, because this is really, CARIFESTA is about the ordinary people. It's a celebration of the Caribbean people, and we want everybody. There'll be official delegations that are coming, but there's an opportunity for Grenada after the carnival ends on the 13th here. Right. Why not come on down to Barbados and experience this great expression of culture?
We have a lot of regional festivities that takes place. That's on our calendar. What makes CARIFESTA so unique as one of those Caribbean tourism products?
Well, CARIFESTA is unique because it's a consolidation of all of those individual efforts that you just talked about. So imagine all of what is happening, a bit of your carnival, a bit of St. Lucia's, a bit of Trinidad, Barbados crop over, all of these coming together and fused with different languages, different peoples, different products and different services. It is amazing just to conceptualize it, just to think about it, but it is a powerful expression of who we are as a Caribbean people in one Caribbean space.
A melting pot, you would say?
A melting pot. Yes, and it has in some oil down as well. You know, Grenada, you cannot come to Grenada and not get some of that. So, yeah, the melting pot has some Grenadian oil down in there.
So from anyone that has a really good appreciation for, because you know when it comes to the Caribbean, the one thing that keeps us together, and that we share in common, music,
absolutely,
and the food, and then there's cricket. But we're going to leave cricket alone.
Yes.
For good enough reasons you're going to well appreciate.
But you know what? We support our cricketers no matter what, you know, and life is a cycle, you know, there are ups and downs, and this is not the best time for us at this moment, but, you know, we're going to pull through and we're going to do great.
I'm happy that you said, now that we've had CARIFESTA coming on the heels of, the Australian tour, we're getting ready for Pakistan, for games against Pakistan. Do you see the experience that we're going to challenge, that we're going through now with cricket? Do you see that as part of a greater a reflection of what's the transitions that's happening within the Caribbean as a people?
Well, CARIFESTA, I think, embodies all of that. You know, sports, our sportsmen. It's a celebration of our sportsmen. It's a celebration of our musical icons. You know, and when we fuse this all together, you know, we come up with something that is so special, so unique. Per capita, the Caribbean space it's not a large space, but per capita, I think that we punch above our weight as a region, and the region is still one of those places that the world wants to visit and wants to experience and want to be part of. It's aspirational. The Caribbean is a destination that's aspirational for many global travelers.
And it probably is going to be a good avenue to cleanse ourselves from the experience, the cricket, the spiritual law that we got from cricket. Maybe what the Caribbean needs now is for all of us to head to Barbados and get a cleansing.
Oh, CARIFESTA will be that. It will be a time for us, as I said, to exhale after COVID, after bad experiences, whether those are personal or whether those are organizational or whether those are even country related. It's an opportunity for all of us to come together and to celebrate what is good about us. And we often talk of our differences, but you know, there's more that binds us together than separates us as a region. And so often we look at the competitive elements, but I think we should focus more sometimes on collaboration and cooperation. And during CARIFESTA, there are going to be, in addition to all the festivities, some very big discussions around climate change. And as you know, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mia Montley, has been a leading voice and a global champion on behalf of small island developing states. Indeed, on behalf of all countries of the global south, particularly on this issue of climate change. And there are going to be some big discussions, out of which we hope will come some big ideas that will focus on how we not just be responsive to the changes, the climate change. We don't want to be behind the 8 ball, just responding to things. We want to mitigate. We want to get ahead of the game. and to put serious strategies in place as a region that will help to build resilience among our people and around among our economies, and to build sustainability into our Caribbean region.
Because you will agree the conversation touching and surrounding climate change is no longer an isolated one, and it's no longer about Grenada here, Barbados there, Antigua one way, St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It calls for a collective conversation, each playing their part.
Absolutely. If Grenada sneezes, Barbados will catch a cold. They say we are all connected. We have that bond. That creates us geographically. You can look at it. I was just looking at your screen. You have an ad here at GBN where you see this little arrow moving and touching the countries, and that's exactly how it is as a region. We are interconnected. We are close. We are bound by bonds that are inestimable.
So the Grenada is going to be part of CARIFESTA. It's been around since 1972. Who are some of the other? What are some of the other elements? So there's going to be representatives from the country, but can there be representation from individual groups? If somebody just wants to participate, they need to register. How can they become part of that conversation?
Well, you can go to www.carifesta.net or www.visitbarbados.org/CARIFESTA. I'll repeat those before I end. But you can go and you can get your information. There are opportunities. We've spoken to our tourism partners. Our airline partners are very keen and are putting together packages that will be affordable to the average traveler. We have the Barbados Hotel and Tourism on board, and we have the Intimate Hotels of Barbados as well, which is a group of 41 smaller, more intimate, family-owned type properties, hotels and guest houses and apartments. So there's a price point in there for everyone, and we want to invite all of Grenada, indeed all of the Caribbean, indeed all of the world. You can hold in Barbados for 10 days, August the 22nd to the 31st. Some of the other things you see that we are doing, we are going to have a youth forum at the Barbados Community College. The youth will be focusing on a lot of the tech issues. As you know, this generation is very tech savvy, and the issues for the creative sector, some of the links to having intellectual property rights across the internet. We know it's quite pervasive, and it creates an opportunity for our creative artists and so on to sell their products and services across the internet, but it also creates some challenges in identifying where the owners are. So they will be discussing that. NFTs, these non-fungible tokens, are an instrument that is talked about that will help the creative sector in doing that. And also the youth will also be having their big discussions around climate, because they are the inheritors of the Caribbean space, and they will have a voice of necessity in that.
Some folks are thinking, well, I'm hearing about serious conversations touching and concerning climate change, and not to bust their bubble, to get them too depressed. There's four super concerts, there is a film festival, daily fashion shows. Wow.
150 eclectic events will be happening, some concurrently, simultaneously, and others on their own. We have the CARIFESTA Cultural Village at Waterford, and a new amphitheater in honor of one of our great musical icons, the Richard Stout Amphitheater, and that will be a central point and a focal point. But there are other sections of the country that will be pollinated with all of this festivity and all of this, what you just mentioned there, the super concerts and the grand market that we will be having. Trade is critical to entrepreneurs within the Caribbean as well, and that will be happening.
I'm getting a sense in there for CARIFESTA, you can't just be in Barbados. You have to plan. You want to sit down and decide day number 1, day number 2, what, when, where I'm going to be. Or else you might just find yourself in a quagmire.
Well, it's a nice quagmire to be in. I will tell you, the plan is just to be, the only plan is to be in Barbados. And when you get there, you will have options. You will have things that you can choose. Everyone has a little bit of a different taste, a different feel for things and events and so on, and there's something there for everyone. So we want to, as I said, just encourage you at this time, book now and make sure you're coming to Barbados August the 22nd to the 31st.
Well, as I said, Barbados will be transformed into a living gallery of Caribbean excellence. How you're hosting some over 25 participating countries, including delegates from Ghana, Cuba, Brazil, Colombia. This is expansive.
It is expansive, and we are delighted that the nations around the world and in the Caribbean are on board with this. They feel like it represents them. It's an avenue to showcase the best, the very best of Barbadian, of Grenadian, of Trinidadian, of Caribbean culture. I would say of global culture. The best you'll find here in the Caribbean.
And juxtaposition this to the context, because of course you're here in Grenada as part of the AfriForum. You're part of the Barbados delegation. So we hear you get to wrap up from Grenada, then we say goodbye to crop over, and thereafter, and you realizing that this is not just that CARIFESTA is not just about the Caribbean as it seems to suggest, but look at it's coming on the heels of what has been a successful forum that's been here for the last 2 days.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very fortunate to be part of the Barbados delegation, which includes Invest Barbados, Export Barbados, the Barbados Chamber of Commerce, and of course the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. And I believe that we represented ourselves well and represented our country by just sharing ideas around how we as a Caribbean and a Caribbean space can be enhanced and can move forward. And yes, the African connection is extremely important. 200 years ago, that was a triangular movement, negatively impacting the Caribbean, negatively impacting Africa. But now what we are seeing is the investment and the reinvestment of resources, people resources, financial resources, and others into this connection between Africa and the Caribbean. It's really an exciting time for the region, and CARIFESTA embodies that. CARIFESTA is about linkages and creating linkages among us as a people, and of course extending to countries in the global south and even beyond. Yes, CARIFESTA is the place to be.
Folks, I'm not sure what your plans are for as we get deeper into August. There is Spice Mass. You probably should remain for Spice Mass, and then from Spice Mass, you go back for CARIFESTA.
Well, I'm staying on for a few days just to get a little family time. Grenada, as I said, is one of those special places for me. And I'm not sure I'll be here for the Spice Mass, but I will be around for a few extra days just to enjoy the beauty and the scenery. And of course, my favorite, nutmeg ice cream. I love it.
Yeah. Well, whatever is it that you I hope you're able to indulge yourself while you're here. But if you don't get a chance to be part of some of the more intimate things that you enjoy, maybe the delegation from Grenada, when they come up for CARIFESTA, they hopefully you make friends with them, that they would be able to at least appease some of those other appetites you have for some other flavors.
Absolutely, and I'm here thankful as well to our partners at the Grenada Tourism Authority. They have been our partners. Sometimes people think that we are just competitors, but we collaborate on so much. And yes, so we're ready to welcome the Grenada delegation to Barbados, as indeed all delegations that are coming from all around the region and all around the world. JC, you should be there.
Well, I'm not going to promise you that this year, but maybe this year, it would set the tone and the conversation for 2026 and beyond.
Absolutely, and there's a space for you, buddy. So
there's always a space.
Come on down.
No denying. I do have a lot of friends in Barbados as well. But as you get to the drought, to wrap, any final thoughts? Anything you want to share with the Grenadian public and the diaspora at large?
I just want to say, and I'm glad you mentioned the diaspora, because there are diaspora communities all over the world, and this is also a celebration of them. we believe many of them will be converging on Barbados as well. So it will be the individual territories that are coming, but Grenadians living in New York and London and other places, have the opportunity to come and to meet in one space and to share this great celebration, a celebration of Caribbean excellence in Barbados. CARIFESTA 15 from August the 22nd to the 31st. 10 days of an immersive experience in Caribbean culture, and you wouldn't want to miss it. Finally, I want to just say go to www.carifesta.net or www.visitbarbados.org/CARIFESTA for all of your information. Book now and be in Barbados.
You want to book now, be part of that conversation. Ms. Andrea Franklin, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., she says Barbados is a place to be for CARIFESTA, which will be a beautiful melting pot of the Caribbean culture, food, fashion, performance, and visual art. She says, no more than ever, it's an amazing moment in our regional history to come together, honor what makes each island unique, and celebrate the vibrant threads that binds us all. This is where the best of the Caribbean will be, in one place at one time in Barbados, from the 22nd of August to the 31st. Make it an occasion. Start your plans right now. And so certainly I want to say thanks to Mr. Graham Clarke, and he's representing Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., and he's the director of the Caribbean. Mr. Clarke, thank you.
Thanks for having me. And Barbados comes, and when we come, we also leave a little something behind. So I brought along a nice little package for you, JC. So I'm going to shake your hand and get a photo of that before I leave.
Flying fish?
Couldn't bring the fish, but I've got the pepper sauce that will go with the fish. When you come to Barbados, we'll give you the fish.
Well,
Thanks for having me, JC. It's been a great pleasure being here.
It has been a pleasure conversing with you. To all of you that's on GBN Television, send you back to regular programming. To those of you on classic radio, well, as I indicated to you, that DJ Redman is not in for the afternoon, but certainly we'll be provide you great music and great information for your listening entertainment. I'm reminding you, make it a plan. We're getting ready for CARIFESTA. It's in Barbados, and it is set for August the 22nd to the 21st. The invitation is an open call. It's a clarion call. Why not start the conversation? I remind you that there is a delegation from Grenada of some 49 individuals that's going to be part of that conversation in Barbados. Be part of the conversation as well. Yes? Until then, JC loves you. Have yourself a really, 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 really great one. For those of you that's visiting the island for Spice Mass, welcome home. And for everyone else, welcome to the best place there is outside of heaven. Welcome to paradise.